All right, in this video, we are going to go over the topic 8.3 assessment training. So the first thing that you want to do when we're graphing is find the axis of symmetry, because that will show us the line of reflection. So the opposite of b is going to be positive 2 divided by 2 times 1. Remember, when there's no number written next to a variable, that means it's 1. So if you hit Control Divide in your calculator and do 2 divided by 2 times 1, you're going to get 1, which is x equals 1. So then you want to do this next and draw that vertical line, x equals 1. Now you want to use the x coordinate to find the y coordinate, and all you have to do is plug that in and then let the calculator evaluate. So 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 8. The calculator will evaluate it to be -9. Now, a few things that I noticed in class, you want to make sure that you include the square. Some students leave that out. And then make sure that this is really a minus sign and not the negative sign. So the minus sign is next to the adding sign. So that gives us the x coordinate, the x and y, which makes it coordinate 1, -9. So the next thing you want to do is plot that. That is the vertex, so it will not reflect. It actually just sits on the axis of symmetry. The next thing, you want to find the y-intercept, which in this case is your c value. Now, I personally like to write it as an ordered pair. The y-intercept is always going to have x equals 0, and then that number. So then we're not going left or right any, but we are going down 8. Now notice that there is one space between that point and the axis of symmetry. So then I'm going to write the reflection point with one space. That reflection point is now to -8. Now for step 4, some of you are stumbling on this, and that's okay. You just want to make sure that you use the x value that you haven't used already. So we've already used 1, we've already used 0, we've already used 2. So I'm just going to pick 3. You want to stay close to the point, so your numbers don't get too crazy big. And then evaluate that by plugging it in. So when you do that, when the calculator says 3 squared minus 2 times 3 minus 8, you are going to get an output of -5. So the ordered pair together is 3, -5. So plot that point. It's 2 spaces away, so then my reflection point will be 2 places away. And then you can draw your parabola. For number 2, you're going to do the exact same thing. Be careful, your a value this time is -1, your b value is -6, and then your c value is -1. So the opposite of -6 is 6 over 2 times our a. So when we evaluate that in the calculator, you're going to get -3. So in this case, x equals -3. So we're going to go draw that vertical line. We're going to use that. Biggest mistake I've seen today with students in the classroom, they forget that the a value is -1, and they forget to put that part in the calculator. So make sure that you do not make that mistake. And then all you're doing is evaluating. Let the calculator find the output. In this case, the output is 8. So -3, +8. The y-intercept here is your c value. I like to write it as an ordered pair. So then down 1, I'm 3 spaces away, so I'm going to write a 3 space away. My reflection would be -6, -1. So I've had -3 taken care of, 0 taken care of, -6 taken care of. Any number other than those three you can use. I'll just use x equals 1. Don't forget that -1 in the front, -6 parentheses 1, -1 will get me -8. So then my ordered pair is 1, -8. So that's all the way down here. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 away from the axis of symmetry. So 1, 2, 3, 4 away goes on this side. So then this reflection would be -7, -8. And then once again, make sure this is curved. No pointed edge because that's a different type of value. All right, in number 3, it says expand the vertex form of the quadratic function and change it to standard form. So x plus 3, or the quantity x plus 3 squared, to expand that, we need to do the area model. And that square just means that x plus 3 gets repeated 2 times. So then we do the area model, and then we get the inside. We get x squared plus 6x plus 9. Now notice we still have this 2 being distributed, and then we still have that -4 on the end. So we want to distribute and get 2x squared plus 12x plus 18, and then drop down that 4. I always like to add f of x on the end so it doesn't confuse me, or you could write y equals, it's the same thing. And then just combine like terms. So then our answer is 2x squared plus 12x plus 14. So you can always confirm that in the calculator. So if you type in the problem that I gave you, which is 2 parentheses x plus 3 squared minus 4, hit tab, and then type in 2x squared plus 12x plus 14. Oh, sorry. You want to make sure that you move the cursor down. So then the 12x plus 14 is on the bottom. There you go. So my blue and my red overlap. So that's how I know that I did that one correctly. Number 4 is all about the calculator. We want the vertex. How we find the vertex of this equation is menu 6-2. And then we're going to find the vertex of this equation. And we're going to compare which one has the smaller y value. So I'm going to clear this. G of x and then menu 6-2. So then that is 3 comma 6. And then h of x is 3x squared minus 6x minus 9. So you can clearly tell that the red equation is going to be a smaller y because it's all the way on the bottom. But we need to know that point. So then that is 1, -12. So this one is 3 comma 6. This one is 1 comma -12. So which one is smaller, the 6 or the -12? So then it's -12. So h of x is the winner. All right, for question number 5, we want to convert vertex form to standard form. So this is the same skill that you used in number 3. X minus 1 is doubled, so we have to put it on both sides. So then we have x squared minus 2x plus 1. That -16 is out in front, and that plus 22 gets brought down. We want to make sure that we distribute. and then plus 22. So then we want to combine like terms. So negative 16 plus 22 is 6. So rewrite everything, including the y equals, or sorry, that should have an x with it. 32x plus 6. So then that's my equation. So once again, our c value is when it's the y-intercept. So the height is 6 feet when thrown, because that's our starting value. What is the horizontal distance? Horizontal is our x value of the vertex. So you can find it two ways. You can do the opposite of b over 2a, which is negative 32 over 2 times negative 16, which is 1. Or you can look right here at the vertex form. It's the opposite of what you see, and it would be 1. Now, if it asks you to do the vertical height, all you have to do is plug that in, negative 16, parentheses 1 squared plus 32. And I'm just doing this extra for right now, just in case the test asks you. And that's 22, which is also your k value of your vertex. So that's one way that you can check it. So the horizontal distance is 1 feet. So once again, it may or may not ask you about the vertical. Just kind of wanted to show you how to do that too. All right, Mia tosses a ball to her dog. The function is negative 16 times the quantity x minus 2 squared plus 65 plus 0.5. So initial height is our y value. So honestly, it's the same thing as number 5. We have to find standard form first. So standard form, distribute after we do this box. So we have x squared minus 2x minus 2x plus 4. So that negative 16 gets dropped down. That plus 65.5 gets dropped down. Distribute. So we have negative 16x squared plus 64x minus 64 plus 65.5. Combine like terms. So all of that work is to find this y-intercept. Let me use green to stay consistent. So combine like terms and you get 1.5. So the initial height is 1.5 feet. And then it says find the maximum height. You can do all the work I did for this part, for number 5, or you can just look at the vertex form. The vertex form is negative 16 parentheses x minus 2 squared plus 65.5. So my h value is the opposite of what I see, which is 2. My k value is 65.5. So when I have my vertex, my h comma k, this is my maximum height, the k value. So the max height is 65.5 feet.